It's been quite a year for Olympic silver medalist Noelle Pacas-Pace. In February, she was literally on top of the world, winning silver at the Sochi Olympics. Shortly after that, the hard reality of heartbreak. This morning, how her faith has kept her going.
It's been a whirlwind, to say the least, honestly. But every minute of it I've enjoyed. You know, even as an Olympian, you realize that it's not necessarily about that moment that you cross the finish line, but it's about who you've become in getting there, and it's all about the journey.
I remember that moment shortly after you finished. We're doing our interview, and there's fireworks over your shoulder, and it was just like such a surreal, real
It was perfect,
thing.
right?
It seemed like it.
It was perfect, yeah. You imagine what it's going to be like. It's like a little kid at Christmas time. You have this anticipation of how it's going to be, and you get all excited for it and everything, and then that Christmas day, it never quite, I mean, it's great, but it doesn't usually quite live up to the anticipation of it. But for us, that Olympic moment was above and beyond anything I could have ever imagined or hoped for.
Did you have any idea that you'd be asked to speak so often?
No, no, but I enjoy it. I really do. We've had literally over 1,000 or 1,500 or something requests for church events specifically, whether it's girls' camps, youth conferences, fireside, something like that. So we've really had to kind of pick and choose out of those that have the most people coming together to one location, and then I'd have to say, okay, I can do a maximum of 3 a month in order to guard my time with my family. And also the same with corporate events, just making sure that I can be there when my daughter needs me for a school project or something like that, or my son needs me, and I just want to make sure I'm a mom first and foremost.
What has been the coolest junket that you've been on?
We were able to ring the stock market bell. That was pretty incredible, and the New York Stock Exchange. So that was all fun. We all got to push the button down at the same time. And
whether you're speaking at Walmart or to your Ward Young Women's class, what is the general message that you want to use or that you try to deliver considering where you've come from?
There's usually about 3 messages that I like to deliver. And one of those is just the importance of setting goals for ourselves, of personal progression. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me why I wear this necklace, right? And to me, this is a necklace. It's a reminder of personal progression, of making those daily goals each and every day that help me to become better. Another thing is that setbacks come, trials happen, and we're not always happy with our circumstances, but we always have a choice to make. That it's up to us to be positive. And the final thing is just that you can do it.
How tough is it to not compete anymore?
I didn't retire because I was injured. I didn't retire because I wasn't good enough. I retired just because I want to be done at a stage where I can go and play soccer with my kids. I'm healthy enough. I have 3 herniated discs in my back. I have 3 bulging discs in my neck. I'm missing an MCL in my left leg, and I have a rod in my leg.
But
and
you look great.
Walking. Thank you. You're so nice. But I'm walking, and I'm able to play with my kids outside.
Contrast the range of emotions from the silver medal to a few months later, another gut-wrenching miscarriage.
And, you know, you see that moment as I jumped up into those stands. That was just a piece of that was the miscarriage that I'd suffered to get there. You know, I had a miscarriage at 18 weeks, and me coming across that finish line, it was taking all of these moments, and it was every emotion I could possibly imagine and that I had felt. And as I crossed that finish line, it was just, we did it. You know, through it all, it came to be, and then to be able, and then to come back just a few months after that and to have another miscarriage at 15 weeks. It was devastating. It was heartbreaking because for those 2 years that I came back to compete, I had my heart set on building our family, on strengthening and growing and developing this family, of this image that we have of having more kids, and then to have to go through that is heartbreaking. And it's not just, for me, it's not just the actual miscarriage itself, but it's being told by doctors after doctors after doctors that they have no answers for you, and that you have to expect that this will happen time and time again, and it's just a matter of how much I can go through before we can actually make it happen, if it can happen. So it's just that hope, you know, and I think that's the basis of our religion. That's the basis of what I believe, and is that we have to have faith. We have to have faith, and we have to have hope, and just move forward when trials come. That it's not always easy, but that those good days will come. And I've seen it in my own life, and I know it'll come.
Noelle's new book's called Focused, Keeping Your Life on Track, One Choice at a Time, available at Deseret Book. That's our report this week. I'm Dave McCann. Thanks for watching. See you next Sunday on the Deseret News National Edition.